What I'm about to share with you is an unpopular opinion based on the event that took place last weekend, orchestrated by Sean P. Diddy Combs. It was an event called the Revolt Summit, which is based upon a bunch of black folks from different political backgrounds who gathered together to express their perspectives. And about close to almost like a couple of hours ago, I finished watching it. And towards the end of it, this question just crossed my skull. Where was Jesus Christ at that summit? Where was he? Was he on the minds of those folks? The reason why I'm saying this, like I said earlier in this video, that what I'm about to share with you is an unpopular view. Jesus Christ has to be the center of those kinds of discussions. The problem is that when you have people gathering together, when you see people gathering together to discuss things that are important to them, sadly, most of the time they would put Christ in a corner because they feel that him and his gospel are irrelevant. I am here to let you know that what is more significant is Christ and his truth. And that surpasses all of the issues that are happening within the black community. Yes, there are some concerns that should be addressed, but the number one thing that people must take into some serious consideration is the fact that there is one major thing in common throughout all mankind, from Adam to us. And you want to know what that is? The fact that each and every one of us will live our lives. We will succeed and we will fail. And even though we might have great lives towards the end, keep in mind that there is an end. And when that day comes, you will meet the Lord. And that is one appointment that you will keep. It will be simply impossible for you to cancel that appointment. Of course, you could cancel your dental or your physical appointment, but that appointment you cannot avoid. And that is precisely what I believe, which is a fact, that every person has that in common. So that being said, what is more important, truly, is the things that were being discussed at that summit far more important than the gospel of Christ? I believe that the things that were being tossed around on stage, some people had some interesting points. Like Candace, for example, she brought up some facts. However, there was someone in the audience who decided to challenge her. This person was booing her or whatever. And then this other individual on the panel by the name of Killer Mike decided to respond to the one who was in the audience. And he replied, and I had to write this down because it was just too good to forget. He said that Farrakhan said the same things for the last 25 years that Candace just said. Therefore, you cannot take the truth and be mad at the one who tells it to you. I believe that throughout the whole summit, that was the best thing that was presented at that show, because it is so true. There is this ugly double standard happening within the black community. There are those who are against Trump and his supporters. their supporters do consist of people like Candace. Candace was there at the summit, breaking it down in front of them. The truth about certain things that she brought up. And the one who disagreed with that person, with Candace, has no problem disagreeing with her and at the same time agreeing with people like Louis Farrakhan. I believe that that's a double standard. Just like when a black person will say that I don't have an issue with my own kind using the N word, but if I hear a white person use that word, I have an issue with that. And once again, I have to confess that is nothing but an ugly double standard. So, besides those things, right? These are things that were being said. T.I. came out and said something about he does not want to just have a seat at the table, but he wants black people to have the table. In other words, they should be first. They should be the ones that other groups should acknowledge. And this is the thing, guys. Satan managed to infiltrate the black community. And with his craftiness, he succeeded by causing these divisions among that community. And that is why they are at each other's throats right now. You have the Democrats and you have the Republicans, and in general, both sides will never come together. But within the black community right now, it is so evident that they are not trying to work together. And that is Satan's plan. That is the smoke screen that's happening. And I believe that what is more important in those kind of events is to bring up Jesus Christ. So to Sean Combs, if he is a believer, I don't know if he is, but if he is a Christian, what he should have done, I believe, is just come right out with the gospel during that event to let everybody know that yes, black people need to work together, etc., etc. But what is more important is for us to accept Christ and follow him. That is far more important. Yes, he's going to get a huge backlash and harsh criticism from the world, but at least at the end of his life, he will receive the crown of life, which is far more important than the opinions of others. One thing that I have to leave you guys, leave you guys with before I go. You really want to stop racism? Take it from Morgan Freeman. He was in an interview with Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace was talking to him about Black History Month. This interview took place years ago. And Morgan Freeman, without hesitation, said that I do not want a Black History Month. He said, you're Jewish, right? You just said that you are a Jewish person. Do you want a Jewish History Month? And then Mike Wallace responded by saying, no, I don't want that. And then Morgan Freeman said, I don't want that either. He said, I don't want that. In fact, he said that it is a ridiculous idea. And then Mike Wallace asked him, well, how are we going to, end racism? And Morgan Freeman brilliantly replied by saying, let us just stop talking about it. I will address you as Mike Wallace, and you will address me as Morgan Freeman. Yes, of course, that awesome idea is not going to fly in this cursed world, of course. But hey, if we can become the change that we want to see in this world, at least that change can begin with you. So, one more thing. This just hit me. Those in the black community and those in the Hispanic community and other communities, Stop it. Let it go. Whatever the whites did in the past, and I hate to use white, black. I think right after this video, I'm not going to use these labels anymore because, but anyway, let us stop holding grudges. Let it go. Let go of the pain. Move on. What went down in the past, let it remain in the past. Yes, there were lynching, hanging, and all this disgusting, awful, all these awful things that happened. Yes, they took place. But if you are a Christian filled with the Holy Spirit, you should know better. You should know to let this go. Why? Because according to the Apostle Paul in the New Testament, he plainly said that I speak this to your shame, those of you who have the knowledge of God, meaning that those who don't have the knowledge of God, they don't get it. They won't get it because they don't have the Holy Spirit, but you do, so you have no excuse. This is the Preacher Man signing out. May the Lord Christ bless you all and your families. And in Jesus' glorious name, I say amen. Peace.